Hi everybody, my name's Jill and I have Lyme disease, and I want to spread awareness for Lyme disease and help people become aware of it and learn about it and hopefully help somebody that might be going through it. Now my symptoms of Lyme disease started way back before 2011, and I know for sure that I was reinfected 2016 when I was bitten by a tick. I have the picture of the bullseye rash that I just found and in 2016. And in 2016 it was when I started recording my symptoms, and I want to share all that with you guys. So I have a calendar that I recorded daily symptoms because I was experiencing something daily. And my symptoms I started tracking the symptoms 2 months after the bullseye rash, and I want to share that with you right now. So my symptoms started with headaches and neck pain, shoulder pain, just all in here, and I had them all the time. Just headaches, migraines. I don't know if they are migraines or just like extremely bad headaches. I always said my headaches are from my neck pain. My periods became jacked up, like effed up, like they were just brutal. I had effortless periods my whole life, and now my periods were just all out of whack. I had bloating. I was bloated every time I ate. I drank water. I was waking up bloated. I was just bloated. I had little appetite. My moods were drastically changing minute to minute. I was angry, happy, sad. I was anxious. I thought I had bipolar. I was just everywhere. I had IBS symptoms. Brutal. I had lower pelvic pain, ovulation pain. I had fatigue. I had pregnancy symptoms. I thought I was pregnant every single month. But knowing that my husband and I can't have kids, I felt like I was pregnant all the time. I was going to the dollar store weekly to pick up pregnancy tests. I had insomnia. And then 2 months had gone by, and then my periods, it was like it was on a schedule. So like 1 week before my period, my mood, everything dropped. I was just going down. I was depressed during this time. It was awful. And then my period came and I was in pain, and it was terrible. It was just terrible. And then ovulation came, and it's usually a good time, but no, it's not a good time when you have Lyme disease. You're in pain during this time. Most of the times that I went to the hospitals and doctors' times, it was during ovulation. So because your body's going through that change, and your body can't handle that change of ovulation and that of Lyme disease, so you just get all messed up, I think. So yeah, I was having just horrible periods, horrible. Depression, anxiety was on another level as time went by, and doctors were not figuring this out. I was so scared of my mental health. I knew that something was hormonally wrong with me, and I knew something was mentally wrong with me, but doctors couldn't figure it out. They just gave me antidepressants. I developed OCD habits. The headaches were every day, daily, all day long. My headaches were so bad. The back of neck pain, the quick onset of sadness all the time. Just everything was just out of whack. 5 months after the bug bite, I was recording when I say recording, I meant in my journal. I was writing my daily symptoms. So 5 months after that, going through doctor to doctor, trying to figure out what's going on with my hormones and my mental state, and not getting anywhere. It really played a toll on me mentally, and I was developing negative suicide thoughts. Really bad. Really bad. Had I not had 2 children, I don't know that I would be here making this video. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it gets. It takes over your whole body so fast. And when doctors are not in the know, it's even more brutal because you feel so alone. Your family can't help you because they're thinking, what the hell's wrong with you? Doctors are telling you you're fine. You just feel so alone, and it's so easy to want to give up. I was having low-grade fevers. No other symptoms, just low-grade fevers. I was having extreme fatigue. I don't nap, and I was coming home and sleeping from work, and I was so tired. Then 5 months after the bug bite, I was left side pain, just lower pelvic pain, arm pain, just left side pain. Just felt like a loss of sensation on my left side. Lower back pain. 5 months in, I'm no more periods. I randomly just don't have periods anymore. Left leg pain started, so I was walking with a limp. It was like under my left butt cheek. It was like a deep sciatic pain or a hip bone pain or pelvic. I have no idea where this pain was, but it was awful. I was walking with a limp. I looked into getting canes because it was so bad. I was waking up with nausea. Like, I had nausea a lot. Laying on my left side especially, I was nauseated. I had heartburn, indigestion. I had rectal pressure. I felt like I had a tumor sitting in my butt. I had burping randomly. I was waking up in the mornings and I was burping. Leg pains, like almost like I felt like I had blood clots in my legs. Like my leg would become really painful and warm and swollen and just pain. Dizziness. I was at work, especially like being in a low position and standing up, I was constantly dizzy, like grabbing onto something, and like I just felt like my eyes like pan in and out, like, oh, you're gonna pass out. Like it was awful. Dizziness. So now I'm gonna get a little bit personal. So here we are 5 months in after the bug bite, and I'm getting these sharp shooting pains that are just killer. They're happening all over my body, but one area in particular, I was getting these sharp shooting pains in my vagina. Like it felt like I was getting a wasp sting in there. It was embarrassing because you're out in public and you get these pains. You're like, you're in pain down there and you can't really grab yourself wherever you are. It was just awful. I was getting these head pains, like the same kind of shooting pains in my vagina, but I was getting them in my head, in my face. It was like causing me to like have like muscle twitching and stuff. I was getting back pain, leg pains, behind my knees. It was like swollen, like arthritic pain. Like I was having a hard time walking up the stairs. And this is 6 months after the bug bite. I'm having night sweats, hot flashes, hair loss. I'm thinking I'm going through menopause. Like it's getting brutal now. I'm having cognitive issues. So I'm not thinking properly. I can't do things like I used to. I'm not thinking clearly, I'm not seeing clearly, just cognitive issues, really bad. I'm getting these cyst-like pimples all over my chest, my neck, just these awful pimples that are painful, itchy. They don't come to the surface. They're disgusting. They're ugly. I was having these quick shooting pains just throughout my body. So here we are 9 months, and I'm no answers. All those symptoms, no answers. Tests. I've had breast reduction, I've had a colonoscopy, I've had blood tests, I've had eye tests, I've had all kinds of tests. Everything's coming back normal or clear. So it's really frustrating because I feel my mental state is gone. My hormones are just all over the world. My mood swings, my body's in pain. So 9 months and I'm not feeling like myself. I'm breathlessness. Like I'm walking up the stairs and I'm like I can't breathe, or I'll just be sitting there and I'll become breathlessness. I have no idea why. I'm having pain and burning in my belly button. I'm weak. I have no energy. I'm limping now because of this stupid leg pain. My hormones and mood swings are just out of this world. I'm like mad at everybody for silly things. I'm freaking out over nothing. I'm yelling. I'm a terrible mother, wife, everything. My moods are terrible. And I hate myself for this because I have no idea what is wrong with me. I have hip pain, I have back pain, I have bone pain, I have joint pain. 9 months after the bug bite. I have breast pain, like my breasts are engorged, like I'm about to feed a whole village of children randomly. And again, like I thought, okay, like I'm pregnant. No, I'm not pregnant. I was in pain when I ate. Like I would become like just so bloated and in pain when I ate. I saw an OB for all these issues, and right away, like I go in with all my issues, and right away they say, without doing any exams, doing any blood tests or anything, let's go on hormone replacement. I can't do that. Like that's not me. Like I need to figure out why these issues are happening because These issues just don't happen for no reason. There's a reason why, and I want to know why. I hate the Band-Aid approach. Just put a Band-Aid on it. I hate it. Just give it a medication without figuring out why. So I would always leave these doctor's offices with no answers. But I just kept digging myself. So I would go to another doctor, another specialist. As time goes by, so now I'm 11 months. So after the OB visit, when they just want to put me on hormone therapy, I now have no feeling down there. The sharp shooting pains that happened, 5 months after the bug bite, I'm 11 months now, and I have no feeling down there. I'm completely numb. This devastates me because, that's your only good feeling that you have. Your body, that's what that purpose, is. It's a good feeling to want to have, your sexual feeling. And you're feeling so shitty. Your whole body feels like shit. And then they take away that one thing. This is where I, put my foot down. It's I need answers. Yeah, I was in pain after sex. When I would feel pleasure, instead of pleasure, it would be pain. I was sweating in weird places. I was just breaking down, and doctors could not figure it out. I had diagnostic surgery for this, you guys, and they still couldn't figure out anything. My mental state at that point, once you go through all these testings and doctors and you're still testing negative and they're not finding anything, you just crash. The suicide thoughts, your mental state is horrible. For me, it was horrible. I did not want to be here anymore. I did not want to be here. I was craving sugar like nobody's business, disgusting. And I knew it. I was eating cotton candy and just sucking all that sugar. And I remember thinking, this is not me. I don't want this. Why am I eating this? Something's wrong with me. I would get pleural-Z, pneumonia. I wouldn't get a cold. It would go right to pneumonia. Left leg pain is now horrible. I'm having numbing toes. My bones hurt in my feet. My thumb numbness on my left side. I've just had random finger numbness. Pain in my toes. In my hot tub in my shower, I noticed my big toes would become painful, and then they would become numb. Showering became a chore. I was exhausted to shower. I was out of breath. I was dizzy. Showering sucked. I was having eye problems, vision problems. The majority of my nights, I'm waking up and my arms are just asleep. Laying on top of me, not curled, not laying on them, they're just dead asleep. That happened almost every night. Bones and joint pain this is now 12 years, a year after, and my bones and my joints it's like I'm an old lady. I'm brutal. I'm not driving because of my cognitive issues. It was bad. I was getting to work and not thinking how the hell did I get to work? Did I drive that way? Did I stop at stoplights? It was bad. I remember one time waiting at a stop sign, waiting for it to turn green for I don't know how long. People were honking and I'm just what? I'm waiting. And then I looked up and I'm I'm at a fucking stop sign. Stuff like that happened. I would have vertigo, random itchiness, especially on the top of my spine. My spine would just become so itchy. I'm losing my balance. I'm falling over, especially at grocery stores or shopping. I'd stumble, and I was very self-conscious about this because I was always thinking people are probably thinking that I'm a drunk. I would have dead weight in my legs at times. I just felt like they were just dead weight. I would have hearing loss, especially my left side, the majority of the time. It did happen in my right, but majority of my time, it was my left. And it was almost like a whooshing sound or different kinds of sounds. When people would talk, they would have an echo. There would be high-pitched ringing sounds. That would come and go. I would have trouble talking, word finding, tailbone pain. I could barely sit down sometimes. I would have jaw pain. I would have trouble swallowing, muscle cramping, spine pain. I would have this burning and pain going down my spine. The MS hug. So I had this a lot, and usually I was in the sun when this happened or high stress times, and it's just around your ribs, and it just cuts off your breathing. It seems like you become nauseous, and I became nauseous and hot and sweaty and just felt like I was going to puke everywhere. I felt like I could not breathe. I was like hyperventilating, and brutal. I don't know what this is called for Lyme people because it's technically a MS thing, so I don't know what this is for Lyme people. Internal tremors, body shakes, shooting spine pain, especially when I would put my head forward. Like, I feel nothing now. When I put my head forward, I would just get a shooting pain right down my spine. Sometimes my legs would feel like jello, like I was like uneasy, like I was like uneasy on my legs, like, are you there? Like, I don't know. Jello-y legs. I would have shoulder pain, like sharp shooting shoulder pain, but I related it to pleural-Z. My memory was brutal. Just not too long ago. Well, it was last year. I would say probably January. I was driving home from Goodness Me, and all of a sudden I had no idea where I was going. I had no idea why I was driving, and I didn't know where my house was when I thought, well, let's just go home. I didn't know where my house was. I had to pull over and totally gather what I was doing and where I was, and I finally figured it out. But yeah, that was a terrifying time. How your memory would just go like that, and that happened a few times. So I stopped driving for a while. Body temperature changes, feeling I'm always cold, but then getting like heat thrown at me. Like, I feel like I would have heat balls just thrown at me, and I would just be overheating. I would have nighttime leg spasms, muscle spasms. What else? I would have these sharp pains that would hit me, and then all of a sudden they become itchy. So these are all symptoms that started just months after the bug bite, and they progress fast. These symptoms become worse with certain food, alcohol, stress, the birth of a child, the loss of a child, the loss of a loved one, the sale of a house, these kind of high stress times or traumatic situations. People with autoimmune, you become ill and sick, and you bring on flares, I guess. And this was happening to me, and I had no idea why. Now I do. So you really have to monitor these situations and know how to handle stress, and keep away from stress if possible. So in September of 2017, I watched a movie called Under Our Skin. And when I watched this movie, I knew within minutes this was my disease. So in September 5th of 2017, I started treating Lyme disease just from watching the movie. I didn't get a diagnosis. I didn't have a blood test. I just started treating myself because I had nothing else. Doctors weren't helping me, and I was deteriorating. So I started treating myself September. 10 days later, I did a follow-up with a neurologist and got the diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. At this appointment, I asked, is there any way that this could be Lyme disease? Can I please get tested for Lyme disease? And he shut me down completely on both topics. Absolutely not. You do not have Lyme disease. Absolutely not. You do not need to be tested for Lyme disease. So I left his office and I went and tested myself for Lyme disease. And October, it came back and I was positive for Lyme disease. So I was already treating myself for Lyme disease before I got the proper test. And here I am now. I'm continuing my treatment. I'm continuing to do everything that I can to fight Lyme disease. Lyme disease is a shitty disease that I truly think that so many people are probably infected with that they don't even know. So I want this video out there. I want this video to be shared as many times as possible just to bring awareness to it. And maybe that somebody out there suffering or going through these symptoms can find this video and hopefully get some help out of it. It's such a lonely disease, and I don't want that to be that way anymore. I want people to know about Lyme disease and how to prevent Lyme disease. My next video is going to be on that. with spring around the corner, those little pesky little ticks that are coming, you know, the poppy seed ones, the nymphs, the baby ticks, it's time for them to come, and they're probably already here, and I just want people to be aware of this. So let's share this video, and please watch my next video on prevention, on what to look for, how to react when you come encounter with a tick, and what you can to prevent yourself from coming in contact with a tick. Please share this video, guys. Subscribe to my channel to learn more. Thank you, guys. Love you. Mwah!